And we're live, coming at you straight out of Connecticut on the highway.
That's right. We're on the road on our way back to New York City. We've been out here in Connecticut for a few days exploring cell towers. Well, actually, no, I shouldn't say we've been exploring cell towers. We've been inspecting cell towers. The cell site and the towers.
Yep.
So it's a lot of work. Few days, and we knew we weren't going to be able to go live. We figured that from last week, but apparently we got finished today on most of it.
Yeah.
And we're headed back into the city, and we'll probably come back out here another day or two. But at least we got the bulk of the towers inspected. They're uploaded, and you guys can continue to use your cell phones in the state of Connecticut.
Thanks to those guys, Ariel. Anyway, real quick, Herman's driving. Just want to show you, we're driving home from Connecticut now. What's up, RJ, Johnny Drone Flyer, SJM, East Coast? We're not going to stay on too long because, like we said, we are driving home from Connecticut. We've been working the last 2 weeks in Connecticut here to ensure that the people of Connecticut have great cell service. Anything?
Well, yeah, like I said, we've been inspecting the towers. There's
Go ahead, you can drive.
Some pre-con construction work for T-Mobile and a couple other carriers, but just got to keep their towers inspected, and that's about it. But right now, like I said, we knew we weren't going to be able to go live from our regular location, so we just wanted to come on and talk to you guys a little bit and mention a few things out there that's going on. And I'm quite sure many of you guys already know, like from the other day, really earlier this week, there was a firmware update for the Mavic 3 series. So I hope you guys got out there and got that firmware. It supposedly clears up a few things in the way the drone functions and stuff, and some bugs. So if you guys been able to get out there and check it out, I hope you have. But the one thing that I see has come up, and we've been talking about it for the longest time, but it's going to be the Air 3S.
Yes, it has been confirmed. The Air 3S is going to be launching soon. As how soon, I could not tell you. All I know is we're seeing a lot of huff and fluff with the Air 3S. Pretty much.
Who was that? Igor?
Yes, Igor from Quattro News did announce that the Air next drone would be, and I was like, well, if anything, it would probably be the Air 3S, because the Air 2S is coming up on 3 year, is actually 3 years plus old.
Yeah, that's just like when guys were thinking it could be the Mavic 3. You gotta wait another year the Mavic 4. You guys gotta wait another year for Mavic to get the time up. We only had 2 years now.
Yeah,
going on 3.
Yeah, definitely.
This November will be 3 years, right?
Yes.
Wow. He's been out a little bit.
In case you want to know where we've been, those guys, Ariel. If you look here,
all over
Connecticut traffic. I learned so much, and I know so many roads in Connecticut. It's ridiculous.
All up and down the little back roads and stuff like that. We've been exploring, finding cell towers up in the hills and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Actually, for you guys out in Rhode Island, we were kind of close, but not close enough to stop over in Rhode Island.
This is true. Very, very true. But we will be back next week, God willing. I mean, unless they ask us to go to another state and do some more cell tower inspections.
No more.
Yeah, but we're
closer to home.
We're tired of Connecticut. Nothing personal against anyone who lives in Connecticut, but we've been in Connecticut the last 2 weeks, and it's been crazy. Don't forget to click that like button. We're not going to be on too much longer, but we do have a little bit of news.
There's also another firmware. What was it for the Mini 3 Pro, whatever you said?
Yes.
The Mini 3 Pro, there's a firmware update for it. What's going on with that firmware update, Lawrence?
I did not read a whole bunch about it, but I think there's some updates that have to do with getting rid of bugs that some people were having. with the Mini 3.
Most of those things right now, after the time it's been out, since probably bugs, because what was it? The Mini 3 Pro has been out. Ooh, we're going on 2 years.
Yeah,
yeah,
already 2 years old.
Because the 4 came out before the 3 was out a year.
Yeah.
Because I remember when it came out, I remember that summer before that I was down in Miami with the 3.
Right, I remember you took it down with you.
So, I mean, they're just pumping those minis out, and the guys seem to love them. So I don't know. I guess they'll keep them coming, right?
This is true,
So
but
firmware updates will keep them running. Because now you got 3 or 4 generations of the Mini that's being used right now at the same time.
this is true.
You're going. I mean, guys are still flying their 2s. They came back out with the 2 again with the SE, or called it the what is that? The Mini 4K. That's a Mini 2 that's got
4K capability.
Well, it already had 4K capability. That's a Mini 2 that's got what do you call it there? Remote ID.
Oh yeah.
Remote ID and yeah. So
in 1.5 miles, use the left lane to take exit 19 for Connecticut 8 south toward Naugatuck Bridgeport.
Yeah. Sorry about that, but we got GPS and everything on because the car GPS wants to take us wherever it wants to take us. So we're using the phone GPS. Also in the news, real quick, we're not going to be on too long, like we said, but the Avata has a price drop. It lowest price. The original Avata has a price drop, and it is for their Fly More bundle for $1,278, which is interesting, but it is what it is.
I mean, guys had still like that Avata. That was like one of the most popular drones DJI had put out in a couple of years. I think it even stole a lot of the popularity away from the bigger drones and some of the camera drones that everybody loved.
Right.
And jumped all over that Avata. The one other thing that I saw in the news, and it's funny because we had did a story once before, and I had asked the question, is hydrogen the future of drone power technology?
Right.
You know, and I've seen several companies now recently trying to work with hydrogen.
Yeah.
And it seems like what you said, Joby is now
yes,
took
Joby.
their first hydrogen flight.
Yes, their longest flight ever, half hydrogen flight, half electric, and their longest flight to date was 523 miles, which makes it a little very interesting because eVTOLs, I know they didn't plan for them to go that far, but you know, just city hopping.
Well, I mean, some of them have the capability of going pretty far. They're working on them still. There's some of them are being built. You have even some that are, you know, made to be able to carry 5 or 6 more passengers.
Yeah.
Some like you have the ones that e-hang are very small, and I don't even see something like that in this country, especially in this climate.
Yeah, that's
with
true.
This day and time?
Not with this weather that's going on.
I don't know. As far as the well, talking politics, as far as the country's concerns with China, you'll probably never see something like that here. And we said that before when they came out with it.
True.
You'll never see that.
True. Plus, there are only 2 passenger eVTOLs.
But I don't know what's going on here. We're stuck in this traffic, headed back to the city, and we're not gonna stay on here too long. We keep saying.
Yeah, Connecticut traffic all the way.
This is the problem with when you come into Connecticut.
The traffic.
Connecticut always has traffic. Even when we go to Rhode Island, we went to Rhode Island a couple of times.
In 1,000 feet, use the left lane to take exit 19 for Connecticut 8 south toward Naugatuck Bridgeport.
Oh, let's go, Bridgeport.
Hey, Bridgeport. We're getting closer. We're getting close. FYI,
use the left lane to take exit 19.
We're getting closer.
FYI, guys.
Was 3 hours away.
Last night we got home in an hour and change. Today.
Continue on Connecticut 8 south for 18 miles.
All right,
now,
chill.
Now heading back to the city is 3 hours.
Yeah, because we knocked off. We knocked off early today, so it's actually still light out when we knocked off. But we just want to let you guys know we're leaving Connecticut now. We're headed back to New York. We've completed 95% of our cell phone tower inspections. We're waiting for quality control to tell us what's going on, what's good and what's not. And anything you want to say before we get out of here, bro? I see a few people popping in, but I cannot see the chat.
No one doesn't come up.
No, the chat does come up, but no one's typed in it in a while.
Okay.
Right, if they chat. Because everyone's like, I thought y'all weren't going live.
No, we weren't going to go live, but I'd seen these stories in the news, and we happen to have this has been our earliest day this week as far as finishing up with work.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And I told you guys that when Lawrence was running around saying he got a raise, it was just that we took on more work. And now we're getting it handed to us.
Oh, yeah.
And
Definitely.
This is like the earliest day we got to knock off and finish. So we're going to drive back into the city tonight.
Yeah, this is true.
Instead of staying in Connecticut. So we're done. We're pretty much done. We probably have to come out here for 1 or 2 more. Since last week we came out.
Last week we started. We've been on a little 2-week tear. They gave us a certain amount of declining that at Bronx, New York.
Yeah, hang on.
Yeah, I did. Gave us a bunch of job sites, a bunch of phone towers to inspect in Connecticut. And Herman and I said, you know what? We'll do them, plain and simple. So for the last 2 weeks,
between that and the Matterport scans of the compounds.
Yes.
Because we're working with some LiDAR. You know what I want to do? We mentioned to you guys before about the LiDAR scans that we do of the compounds and the interior shelters at the cell site. There's actually I had posted some stuff on Facebook. And someone had asked me how much does the camera cost. Now that Matterport camera that we use is a $6,000 camera.
Yes.
And there is actually a cheaper, well, I shouldn't say cheaper, but yeah, cheaper way of doing it with the same Matterport system. And next week, Wednesday, when we go live, I'm going to show it to you guys. For anybody that's interested in doing like 3D scans of area, and they want to recreate 3D models and stuff for for their clients or friends or even just playing around if you want.
Right.
And it won't break the bank. It's cheaper than buying a drone. So I'm gonna show that to you guys next week.
Yeah, we need to edit some footage so that we can cut out our clients' names and stuff like that due to confidentiality. But listen, we're about to get out of here. Oh, one more thing. Autel firmware update. If you own the Evo 2 V3 with the RTK unit on it, there's a firmware update. So I suggest you do that update if you own one of those birds. We've been live for about 13 minutes. We're going to get out of here in another minute or so. But we're on our way back to New York. We just want to give you guys a heads up. Yeah, anything you want to say before we get out of here?
It's been fun here in Connecticut. I just want to get away from the traffic and head back.
Check out the view.
Honestly, I would love to be able to fly my drone for fun.
Yeah, I know, right?
I keep saying it.
Hey, there's a cell phone tower in the distance there.
I keep saying it, and I would love to fly my drone for fun again.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of flying, but has not been recreational.
Some of the places is not even a place where I would say, let me get some shots of the area so the guys can see it.
Yeah, if you guys can see this real quick, I turn the screen around. Right up here is a cell phone tower. We've been doing cell phone towers on the sides of the road, way back in the woods. We've been chased by wasp.
Found a rat family.
Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff. So don't think inspecting cell phone towers It's fun, but there's a lot of stuff that goes along with
And
it.
sometimes big birds have a tendency to put their nest on the top of those towers.
Yeah, I have some video footage I'll show you guys next week of one of the nests on top of a cell tower, which is why these towers get inspected. Anyway, we only wanted to be on for about 10-15 minutes.
You know what's funny? Over by Pimp Park Road, I'm just curious to know, what are they going to do with that compound? They're going to do it over, because that's the rat and her babies live inside that cabinet.
Yeah, I know. We opened up an electrical cabinet, and I saw this fuzz ball in there, and it twitched at one end. And I slammed the door and ran out and said, "There's something in that damn." So we mustered up the courage to go back and open it, and then there's a baby mouse sitting on top of the GFI box that I need to get a picture of for our inspection. The mouse is just sitting there looking. The mother mouse is looking up at me. So we go, and then on top of it, when we first got into the compound, there was a wasp nest. So we had to run out of there because of the wasp, but we're fine.